Neil Alexander was a serious Pirates fan, so much so that before one of the biggest moments of his life, he created a unique prenuptial arrangement with his fiancée, Suzanne.
He made me memorize the 1991 lineup of the Pirates before he would propose marriage. We were married in '92, so I succeeded.
After their marriage in '92, Suzanne and Neil Alexander settled down in O'Hara Township and began raising a family. Their lives were nearly picture perfect until Neil began to have mysterious health issues around 2009. Those issues worsened over time, and in the summer of 2011, Neil received the devastating news that he was suffering from amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Neil talked about that life-changing moment last year in a speech at PNC Park.
When I was diagnosed with ALS June 29th, 2011, it was a crushing situation. Suzanne and I felt like everything we had worked for just got blown up in one day.
That's hard to talk about. It's hard to talk about that moment when you get that news about someone you love and adore. It's hard to talk about, what goes through your mind and how you react. I try not to think about that. It was a tough moment. It was very dramatic. It was everything you can imagine.
The news understandably rocked their family, but both Neil and Suzanne quickly had an epiphany of sorts.
After a couple of weeks of being in that state, we had to start getting busy. We had to start directing our energy toward doing something.
That something was actually many things. First, they focused on living during the time that Neil still had with his family. Neil also began to do a lot more research on ALS, which included reading up on the man whose name is synonymous with the disease.
So Neil was driving me crazy. He was walking around the house with this book in his hand saying, "Did you know Lou Gehrig did this? Did you know Lou Gehrig did that?" At the same time, we were thinking about raising money to help people who have ALS because we knew we were going to be okay. For us, we were going to be able to get by, but we became worried about people who have ALS and don't have the resources they need to get through.
Neil and Suzanne decided to create LiveLikeLou.org, a fund that raises awareness and money to help patient care and further the research of ALS. Neil also wanted to serve as an example to his own kids about facing the ultimate adversity.
I think when this is all over, the way I'd like to be remembered is that I reacted to this situation in a positive way. I'd like to set an example for our children that after being diagnosed, I didn't run from this. I didn't curl up in the corner in a ball, that I took action and I tried to make it better than the way I found it.
Unfortunately, just 2 months after this interview, Neil passed away. But he most certainly fulfilled his desire to leave the world better than he found it. In just over 4 years, Live Like Lou has already donated nearly $700,000 to ALS patient care and research, and they're closing in on their goal of raising $2.5 million towards those efforts. And as Neil so eloquently expressed right here at PNC Park, they have even higher goals.
Listen, what we have done together in 2.5 years is remarkable, but we are not done. I strongly believe that we can have a significant impact on this disease right here in the city of Pittsburgh.